Hi YouTube, we are in the midst of Nier Automata Collab and this is gonna be the first look for A2. She just looks so badass with a single wield, that huge ass sword, man. Oops, I just gave it away, and she's gonna be another successful single wielder after Leona. In this video, I'm gonna be going through her skills and the arc which will be coming together with her. Let's get right into it.
My intention is to beat the hell out of every goddamn machine I can find.
First up, she is a light element based character that focuses on physical attacks. Taking a look at her skills, skill 1 is a medium range combo attack. Now this video doesn't show it, but I believe she's able to dash to an opponent from a medium range. It also has a nice additional 2000 damage cap. It shows here that it's 4 hits and has a short animation time. Skill 2 looks really awesome, but honestly it's just a AoE around her followed by a downward slash. Shows 7 hits and is able to knock opponents upwards with her. Damage cap increases is only on the downward slash, which appears to be the last 2 hits of the animation. Now the question here is whether she needs to be in melee range of the enemy to perform this, or can she cast this anywhere on the map? My guess is melee range, but I would prefer anywhere on the map. Skill 3 is a gap closer, where she does multiple forward slashes of 10 hits. I like this as it would mean that the biggest damage is actually on her gap closer. Now very useful when timed properly in PvE or PvP scenarios. Lastly, her ultimate. Super cool watching her go cray cray. All enemy attack and also activating Berserk mode. Let's talk about what's Berserk mode first in her 2 traits. Battle start will give her her ultimate straight off the bat. It's gone once it's used. Meaning if you used it in wave 1, it will not proc again in wave 2. What this also means is that you can put on skills which activate when her ultimate gauge is full. One skill we have now is Power Counter, which gives 30% STR when ultimate gauge is full. Now what happens when Berserk mode is activated? Physical attack damage will be increased by 50%, damage capped by a whopping 10,000. The downside is that constant HP decrease. I'm guessing that it will last for 40 seconds, but this is a pretty crazy buff after doing an ultimate. A tip I would say is to make sure that you have skill stocks saved up before going into her ultimate so you can spam her skills to capitalize on this. Moving on to her first trait, the first trait only procs when she single wields, giving her a 20,000 damage cap. I like it already. This makes her base damage cap to 29,999. Not as great as other characters yet, but let's continue. When an ally is dead, she gets 30% STR and another 2,000 damage cap. I already know who I would sacrifice. Now let's take a look at her innate skills. Glory to Mankind gives her a 10% all stats buff when a human is alive in the party. Kind of restrictive, but supporters at this point are mostly humans, so that shouldn't be a problem. Taunt increases her physical damage by 30% when attacking an enemy close to death. By the usual definition, it should be below 30% HP. I like this as most bosses have the most devastating mechanics when at low HP. So this can potentially speed things up, especially if you use ultimate together with this. Lone Survivor requires her to be the only unit alive, gives her a huge HP heal, and once per wave is written after the HP heal, so I would assume this heal only works once a wave. But the damage boost after triggers all the time. Gives her 20% physical damage per dead ally, which means that it's maxed at 60%. Giant Killing 2 is pretty straightforward as this is a direct upgrade of Giant Killing 1. OS chip gives a 5% buff to all stats. Now the plugin chips are just different stances and pretty straightforward. I'm going to take some time to look at all her other skills. As you can see, she has quite a decent kit. What's missing are all crits and proc force. That's a decent chunk of SC if you also want to add in auto crit. Sword boost, slayers, and special boost, attack ups, awaken, power counter, light attack raise, brave buffs are just some of the skills you can consider putting on her. The fact is that she's a single wielder of a sword, it saves up some SC and makes her relatively straightforward to build. Taking a look at her arc, Machine Life Forms. Starting off with arc attributes, For each living machine type ally or enemy, the unit gets a 5% STR, up to 30%. As you can only control 4 units, that means realistically it's a 20% buff. Physical damage taken from non-machine types minus 10%, a bit of damage reduction there. When an ally is dead, gives a 15% crit rate and 30% STR recovery buff. Once a wave would probably also mean it has a 40-second duration. I can't confirm this, but I feel that it would be great if it would be permanent. We'll have to see when it drops. Teachable skills. First new skill we have is charged attack. Skills at max stock deals 20% more damage. It's pretty niche, I must say, as it doesn't happen too often. Having to wait for stocks to be a max for every single use is kinda difficult to maximize, but that's just for me. Next, imitation human. Gives the unit a random type of soldier, knight, sorcerer, or sniper. I'm still confused at what I'm reading. I have no clue what this is used for. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you can think of one. Machine type gets a 10% STR and defense buff. Now personally, I feel that it's a buff with a slight drawback of the type being added to the unit. Lastly is auto chain damage. Damage reduces when taking a combo attack, and it reduces up to 50% at 50 hits. I would assume a 1% reduction every single hit. Now this is a decent skill I would definitely put on my tanks. As for damage dealers, it might not be as significant as they might be dead after taking like 20 hits. SE cost would play a part too. Now we are done with the arc. I would like to talk a little bit about her damage cap. Doing a little math of her damage cap, as mentioned earlier, it was 29,999. Adding in a dead ally, which is 2,000, favorite sword 3,000, double hander 5,000, that would be 39,999. Now if you were to cast an ultimate, that would bring it up to 49,999. Now that is definitely for people who are fans of huge numbers. Now it also came across to me, given that since she doesn't have much crit on her, is it possible to run her without crit with a healer and also use the SC to boost her base damage further? That'll require some testing, so hopefully I can get her. Fingers crossed. That's it for me. I hope that it is helpful for you and you found it useful. Do drop a like as it would help the video reach more awesome people like you. Good luck for all your pulls, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Good morning, A2.